Stream up. Let's start the stream up. Bum, bum, bum. Manage your Google account. No, thank you. As we go and got the stream. Cool. Welcome everybody to round 12 of the SLR T2 League. And here we are at the US of A, Austin, Texas, where we're in here in a rain-soaked qualifying session, and this should go throw up a few surprises. Just reminding you of the championship standings as it stands. Matt Noah will win the championship if he finishes in the top 5 today, but F1 Cairo will have to win to push that theory to the test anyway. But he's pretty much got it. He just needs 8 more points in the last couple of races. If F1 Cairo wins both the races. Skinner was in the hunt as well, but he's not here, so that kind of puts him out of it. So it's now a 2-horse race rather than the 3. So it's pretty much Matt Noah's just to lose. They take a monumental bottle to get rid of whatever chance he has. And currently on pole is AJ. I've seen a bit of a break in the sky there, so it looks like it might be getting a bit drier as the session goes on. I need a little bit, not too much. I presume it was still raining at the end. But he's on pole with 45.5. I don't know how impressive that is, but it's quite a way ahead of Frederick at the minute. 7/10 to be exact. With Vanquish nowhere and rear wheel man F1 Cairo as well. Finish boy, and we've got 2 debutants of Funario. We'll go Funario, and Drill 50 as well. So we've got 12 runners today. Not the best of turnouts, but not horrific. Not kind of average for this season, to be honest. But AJ's still on pole. We'll load up everything. Been at work today, so I'm a bit knackered. I'm going to front load up all the yeah. So Finish Boy is improved to P3 with a 46.7 there. Matt Noah is a 47.5 to go just ahead of his teammate, rear wheel man, by 0.3 of a second. It's still a long way off. Alfie's pole time, which is proving to be quite a pole time, but he's a 10th up on this lap, so it looks like he's going to be going even quicker on this occasion. Alfie Jensen. But yeah, obviously there's a title in line today, and whoever wins the title will get the F1 game and also a T1 slot if they should wish for next season. Which nobody's actually taken that thing yet. We've been going for the last 4 seasons with that sort of mentality, and no one's took it up yet. So we're just to see if anyone does. But Alfie's lost the back end, so that's the end of this lap. Vanquish has improved to 0.2 as well, just behind Fred. His last race he won, I think. Frederick. Let's have a look. So Frederick's last race, yeah, he won the last race. It was at Belgium, and then they had 2 weeks off. So he's back this week, and he's in good form as well. After that, he hasn't really done much else this season. He's got a 4th place, and then nothing else, to be honest. Just talk about, but he won last time out in Belgium, and then obviously he wasn't here in Italy or Brazil. And talking about Brazil, Vanquish won Brazil, and then F1 Cairo won Italy as well. And it's interesting that Matt Noah and F1 Cairo both won the same amount of races, but there's 42-point difference between them. And as you can see, it's definitely The sun is definitely coming out a little bit, so it might be dry towards the end of the session. Finish Boy is gone to P2. It's very close between them three there, Vanquish, Fred and Finish Boy, just a 10th in it. Still quite a bit to Alfield's, just getting the laps in. He's missing in sector 1. I wonder who that could be in these tricky conditions. We don't know so far, but Funrio and Drill, it's their home track, according to their obviously nationality on the game anyway. So they'll be hoping for a good debut. Going to sector 3, I'm pretty much people slowing down. We'll switch to the viewers. Drill has retired from the session, so that makes 2 people out. As William Nails has also retired, and Frederick has improved to a 0.7 now, on 45.7, 2/10 off of Alfie's time. So they're definitely closing on Alfie. I don't know if he's going to prevail. Yes, he's 4/10 up, but he's going to come into the pits and get some new tyres on, which is fair enough at this point. But that promotes him to P2 so far in this session. And here comes Matt Noah. Will he be able to... Well, he's not challenging. The top lot is a second off, but it is an improvement and puts him ahead of Real Wheelman just about, by about 8/10. So he did slip behind Real Wheelman, but not very long, as F1 Carroll's on an outlap. James Dodger is out there as well. He's starting his lap, so we'll go on board with James to see what he can do in this session. Obviously not one of the front runners, but it's always nice to switch it up, and doesn't mean he's a particularly slow driver, he's just not as quick, as he's not expected to win a race. I mean, I said this about Frederick and then he won a race, so you know, anything can happen in motorsport, as we all know. And now James coming through the middle sector now in his Merc. It's an equal car, so it doesn't matter really what car you're in, it's just the same livery. As he now heads into the hairpin, very difficult corner, now onto the back straight. And he's got a car behind him, I think that's... no, it's Vanquish actually on an outlap. So you shouldn't worry about him too much, only on probably the next lap when he's on a flyer. And into the second of the hairpins. And now into like the... I can't remember what this track was. Can't remember what it was. There's lots of different tracks in this track, and I can't remember which corner that one was. Or which track. This is more a Turkey type corner, and from Istanbul, double right hander, double apex right hander, and then into a not. Yeah, he's right. Yes, you are right, Nathan. And then the left hander, the 2 left handers at the end of the lap to get turned into the final corner. And what is it going to be? 48.5. Only a 48.5, and they only displayed Inferno at this point. There's not many people out there on track at the minute. I mean, Vanquish has just started his lap in his Ferrari, but there's not many people out there to watch. Obviously, we've only got 10 drivers in session, so it's almost like a Q3 session at this point. And yeah, he'll be hoping that he can get somewhere close to that pole time. Alfie is pretty much all dominant. I mean, 2.5 clear of Frederick at this point. No one's really been able to get much close to it, to be honest. And it shows what a good lap it was. It was early on in the session as well, where it was probably a little bit wetter than it is now, let's put it that way. So expect them times to tumble slightly. But we'll see what these guys can come up with as surface now comes into the middle sector. Doesn't lock up, it's very easy to lock up into that corner. Obviously no assist to these guys, except for the racing line. So yeah, credit to them. Now it's due. Now into the middle of the sectors. And the double right-hander again. And we'll see what Vanquish can accomplish on this one. And see if we can get anywhere close to pole position. As he goes past the Fanatec signs there. And into the final corner. Obviously this is the penultimate round of the race of the season. And he'll be hoping to put in a strong performance. As he now crosses the line. And it's a couple of tenths off pole on this occasion. Alfie's out there on a lap, Fred's on a lap as finish boy. I think it was it him that improved? No, I don't think it is. I think he's running wide. It's Furno that improved to a 0.3 there. So it's fairly close between them guys, to be fair to them. Frederick's just finished his lap. We'll go on board with Alfie because it looks like he's coming to the end of his lap. Will he be able to improve on his pole time, I wonder? He's carrying as much speed as he possibly can. Has Alfie got enough in the bag? I wonder. He comes around the final corner now and across the line, and he does improve by 4 tenths, 7 tenths clear now of Fred, and that is an almighty time. I wonder if anyone can actually beat that. It will be pretty difficult, I presume. But look how much Alfie's improved on this game. It's unbelievable. I just stopped him racing in Norris at the beginning of the season because I didn't think he was going to be competitive at all, but it's showing that he's pretty competitive, let's put it that way. 7 attempts clear. And right now he's definitely showing that he has very good pace. There's Alfie retires from session, so I'm presuming that's all he wanted to. I don't think he binned it. But 7 tenths is going to be a very big gap to breach at this point. As rear wheelman comes to line now, we'll keep an eye on him. Will he be jumping up a bit? No, improved by half a second, but not enough. F1 Cairo, will he be able to do anything to get towards that pole time? As Vanquish gets very close, 2 tenths off, but not quite there. As Cairo comes across the line now, and it's only 42.8, so he doesn't improve too much. Frederick goes even quicker with a 44.7, takes that pole away from Alfie. And that's quite surprising as well, as Alfie will probably regret this because the track looks to be getting a little bit better at the back end of the session. James was retired, and so is Mockymix after doing a 46.4 there. Furno's in the pit, so it's the end of his session as well. It looks like Frederick is going to claim this pole unless Vanquish has anything to say about it. Or Matt Noah. There's a few guys out there that could do something. Here comes Finish Boy to the line now. He's not improving though. He went for a slow lap, so yeah, Vanquish is up by 2.5 tenths now. He's on course to beat Alfie's lap, but not really getting close to Fred. It depends what the back end of the lap is like from the livid racing driver. Will he be able to get anywhere near that pole time? As Matt Noah goes to P4, but only P4, a second half down, 1.2 seconds down on the pole time. He's got 1 lap at it. It looks like he's just locked up a little bit into turn 1, and Vanquish is still 2 tenths up, but time's running out for the Ferrari driver to pick up that time to beat Frederick's up. It doesn't look like it's going to be pole. It looks like Frederick's got this one in the bag, to be honest. As the checkered flag is now waving, and Vanquish for the final corner now. Will he be able to improve? It's a 45 on. He doesn't even beat Alfie in the end, so he must have messed up the back end of the lap. Furno's done his lap now, and so is Vanquish and rear wheelman. And here goes F1 Cairo. Will be able to beat it? The answer is no. It's only P9 for him, and that is a shocker from him. Now the only 2 guys on the track now are Finish Boy and Matt Noah, and we'll stay on board with Finish Boy since he's the one closer to the line. But yeah, what a crazy qualifying session that is. I mean, F1 Cairo will be severely disappointed with that. That pretty much puts him well out of title contention. With a Frederick with another pole position, he's carrying on that form he had in Belgium. And here comes Finish Boy to the line, and it's only a 0.3, so it's only P5 for him. And the only other person to come across the line will be Matt Noah. And will he be able to to get anywhere near. I mean, it's going to be difficult for him, I think. I mean, time's tumbling, and he tried to get down. It's 45.5, so I think that will be still P4 for him. But yeah, quite a surprising qualifying. I mean, to not get Matt nowhere near the top, or even from Cairo down in P9, that is a shocker. I don't think he got the lap he'd like there, to be honest. But it makes for an exciting race. Lots of different outcomes to happen here. So pole position goes to Fred, 44.7 in a rain-soaked US qualifying, with Alfie second and Vanquish in P3, Matt Noah P4, and then finish boy Furno, Mockingwicks, Real Wellman, F1 Cairo, James, and Jariel, and William Nails, and that's not setting any times. So it makes for an exciting race. I'm just going to go and get my food, and I'll be back in a second.
I know.
You know what?
I know, I heard you.
Did you know it's Father's Day tomorrow?
Yeah. You want money? You told me.
No.
What do you don't? You said you wanted a motorbike. Sorry about that, everybody. I was getting my food. Whereas it's sunny for the race, which should make some great racing as well. As I've already got 2 people queued on the formation lap, which is crazy. But hopefully this grid makes for an exciting race. I'm hoping for one. I don't want to be falling asleep again. Like Monza. So hopefully we can make a race of this. I know that Alfie will be putting up a fight with Vanquish as well, who's a very quick driver. No practice this week, but he is a quick driver. It should make things interesting. F1 Cairo at the back as well. I will say at the back, further down than he'd like to be. Could make things interesting. Jariel and Nails, what can they do? It'll be debatable. I mean, Williams already complaining about the assists. No. The fact is, not he wants to use them. Let's put it that way. That's usually a bad sign going into a race, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what these guys can come up with. Hopefully we can have a nice race. As we now go to 5 red lights. And we are... Go, go, go! Are we? Yes, we are. And it looks like Frederick's got a little bit of a spin off the start. And that's allowing Alfie go down the inside. And here goes a Ferrari of Vanquish as well on Fred, who's got a pretty poor start, but there goes AJ into the lead of the race already. Vanquish got squeezed out in the end by the Sauber Frederick, so he gets that P2 back, but yeah, he's already dropped a position. F1 Cairo's made a position on rear wheel, man. And William Nails has also got 2 positions as well. So no crashes in the early stage of this race. But some nice battles as here goes F1 Cairo on Ferno down the inside into the hairpin. And it looks like the Mercedes has made a classic overtake on the Ferrari. And he's got himself up to P7. He's chasing after his Italian friend Matt Noah as quick as he can, as I'm trying to get a nice view of a battle here, as the top lot are all going for it. Frederick all over the back of Alfie, who seems to be not at all comfortable leading this race so far in the early stages. As you know, there's a long way to go. Penalties could play a part as well. I hope not, but it could do. And should lead to some exciting action. Here goes Vanquish into the middle of nowhere. Matt Noah's got a perfect view of it, and again, and that'll probably be a warning for him on this opening lap of the USA Grand Prix, lap 1 of 28. As he comes across the line now, and obviously Alfie sets the fastest lap on the opening, and going into turn 1 now. Will Matt Noah dive it down the inside of Vanquish? He shows him his nose, but it isn't balls enough to make the move. But Alfie's maintained position so far. Finnish boy is just sat in behind with Mocking Weeks also in hot pursuit of these guys. F1 Cairo also keeping tabs, and then there's a little bit of gap to Ferno, and we have an incident in the S's with rear wheel man. It doesn't look like he's actually lost in the front wing, which is interesting enough, and William Nails, I think he was at fault for this, judging by the fact he slowed down and let him pass. So there's some gaps as drills himself off into Narnia. Oh dear, he's struggling with the traction, isn't he? But that spreads the pack out just a little bit. As we'll look a little bit further forward at F1 Racing Cairo, as he's looking at the back of Mocking Weeks, and he's my controller disconnecting. We'll just pull that in, shall we? Sorry about that. And yeah, he's on a bit of a back of a train up to the leader. Vanquish has actually dropped off Frederick and Alfie a little bit. I wonder if he's saving ERS a bit. No, it doesn't seem to be the case. In fact, Fred's probably in the best position with the ERS management at the minute. But there's not really any overtakes. They're kind of just training each other at the minute. We're kind of struggling on the overtake front, and for my sake, I hope the overtake start being some action. Well, it's nice that they're all together, I have to say. There's Williams in the pits. That was our drill to go past. And he's the first one to stop in this race. F1 Cairo looking at Mocking Weeks, but not really. He's kind of stalking his prey, I think that's a nice word. Same with Frederick, he's stalking Alfie. We're just waiting for some stuff to happen here. Matt Noah is looking very interestedly at the back of Vanquish for P3, and he's looking like he's going to try and make that position the championship leader as he tries to bullet his way to the championship here with a podium. It'll be lovely for him as he goes around the outside, and it looks like he's going to make the move with a little bit of contact, but it was all fair game as he went right around the outside. A brilliant move from Matt Noah, and that is him into P3, and he'll be very, very happy now. He's the only people ahead of Fred and AJ, and they seem to be in the world of their own pace wise, as AJ still leads this race on lap 3, with Fred just in behind. Matt Noah's managed to get past Vanquish, who was very close. And we'll have a look at the tyre compounds, so that's going to be interesting. Everybody's on the supers except Alfie, and that is a crucial thing, because we don't know what the best tyre strategy is, because the only person that hasn't done it is Alfie, and he's leading this race. So that shows how good Fred's pace is at this point. We'll keep the tyres on the screen, I think. But yeah, that's pretty crucial as Mocky Mix is starting to get interested at the back of Finish Boy here for P5. Because James has got a penalty, 3 second. He's the first person to pick up a penalty in this race. As up ahead, Vanquish is still keeping with Matt Noah now. Maybe a little bit of slipstream's helping him. But Matt Noah can't keep up with the front two, it seems. He's still dropping back. Move my wheel a bit. He's mocking me. Should stop eating, I should. Mocking Meats has made the move on Finish Boy there. Nice move around the outside, and then it just turns to the inside. Nice flow moving there from Cairo with an opportunistic move. Finish Boy's lost 2 positions there. Quite unlucky as well. And not forcing the air. It looks like he's just suffering from a bit of like a downforce through the double right-hander there. But that allows Monkey Meats into P5, F1 Cairo to P6. But F1 Cairo kind of needs to win and hope Matt Noah doesn't get in the top 5 to keep this championship alive going into the final race of the season. And obviously all the championships could be wrapped up by the last race of the season, depending on what VP Thorium does tomorrow, or formerly VP Thorium. If he wins, then it could be, that should be that. But we'll have to wait and see. As F1 Cairo is making his move, and Mocky Mix has made a little bit of a mistake through that left-hander. Will Mocky Mix will fight back with a bit of DRS though. He takes a nice wide line to try and get on the power as early as he can, and he opens that DRS. Will he be able to get close to F1 Cairo? It doesn't look like it. A bit too far back it seems. So. That promotes F1 Cairo into that P5, and they'll be happy about that. There's only 4 cars ahead. Vanquish, Matt Noah, Fred and AJ, so they'll be hoping to close that 3.3 second gap to these guys at some point. So we'll stay on board with Vanquish. I'm sorry about the meeting, I'm just eating my tea like casually. In the Swan. But Vanquish seems to be sticking with Matt Noah, but not really doing a lot with it. As Drill has got a 3 second penalty. And also Fred's been stalking Alfie for the whole race. And you've got to match his pace though on them tyres to keep up with an ultra soft Alfie. I don't know what the pace difference is. Maybe a couple of tenths every lap or something, but it's very nice from Fred. But the interesting part in this race will be when the Ultrasofts drop off of Alfie's car. Will he hold up, how much will he hold up Fred, and will Matt Noah and Vanquish be able to capitalise? Or if Fred drops out of the DRS? Because he's definitely gaining a bit for it right now. Because he'll probably be getting a little bit frustrated right now. Behind the back of the McLaren, he's been looking at it for the last 5 laps, so he'll know where Alfie is weak and strong. He'll be hoping to make his move in the near future, I'm pretty sure. Nice Finish Boy. He's keeping Mocky Meats. It's a bit similar to the Vanquish Matt Noah situation. I think with Finish Boy and Mocky Meats, a pretty similar pace. And same way from Cairo, he's not like bolted up the road, he's just there. We've got an incident in sector 2. I wonder if that's anybody at the front. Oh, I think it's someone at the back. Oh, it's Drill. getting lapped. Interesting, the gap between Matt Noah and Fred is coming down. Just a little bit. But it's coming down, so Matt Noah looks, and Vanquish looks to be the fastest people on track at the minute. Just be a little bit, but not by much. They are pulling away from Caro as well. So since they overtake Muckamis, it's still for pace. Hasn't quite got the pace of the front lot. They took a bit more out the tyres possibly, I don't know. Going through the field. But him qualifying P9 definitely did not help his cause. But that way, Frederick actually pulled out the slipstream there, so I wonder if he's just trying to hold back a little bit on Alfie and get him later. Very interesting. Bit of a ding dong, but it's kind of a waiting game. The Finnish boy was looking at Mockymix there for sure. Didn't manage to get past, but definitely had a look on the Haas driver. And there's an interesting incident in Sector 1 as Drill retires. I'm not surprised about that. He's had a pretty abysmal race. So he'll just be going back to the drawing board, I think. This Finnish boy looked to go a little bit deep there on Mockymix, and nearly hit him. Mockymix didn't go a little bit deep himself. There's an incident in Sector 2. I wonder who that is. Is it James Dodger who's lost position to Real Wheelman? Might be. As Finnish boy gets very close, there's still an interesting development here as Matt Noah is closing this top 4 up, interestingly enough. And we could be in for a real battle here between these guys. And this is really what we want, to be honest. A bit of action. There's Alfie pits, so that releases Fred. And I said it would close the gap a bit, but I didn't know exactly how much it would. As where will he come out? Behind Mockymix and all them guys. We've got a fan of F1 Cyril in the pits, in the chat, and cheering him on. And we've got Fun Rio as he goes past, and Real Wheelman, don't think he will get past, unfortunately for him, as Alfie's through into turn 1. So unfortunately for your man F1 Cyril, you won't be keeping the championship alive in the current position because Matt Noah is currently ahead of him by quite a mile and be gaining points rather than losing. Obviously the current championship gap with 2 races to go is 42 between Matt Noah and Cyril. So he wouldn't be keeping it alive at the minute. He'd have to win the race and hope Matt Noah doesn't get in the top 5. And that doesn't look like it's happening so far. Matt Noah's actually dropping off of Fred. Here goes Vanquish down the inside of Matt Noah, and I think that was as pretty easy as you like. And that's him up into P2. And yeah, F1 Cyrus kind of 6 seconds back on Matty. But he'll be happy enough just to get this championship and get it over the line, that's for sure. The closest battle on track is between Matt Noah and Vanquish, but we've also got Finnish Boy and Mockymix. These two have been at it all race. I wonder if there's anyone pitting on this lap. I don't think so. I think the supers can go a little bit longer, as Alfie's gone on the super softs. I wonder if he's going for the 1 stop on the supers. But I don't know how long they go. F1 Cyrus actually pit after 9 laps on them super softs, and he's going softs, so he's definitely 1 stopping and going for the undercut as well. As Alfie goes past, so he's dropped behind Alfie. Alfie's got some good pace on them supers, so he's doing the undercut, maybe the 2 stop as well. As F1 Cyrus comes out behind Real Wheelman, and he's quite a way off Alfie. We'll have a look at the gap between the two. So F1 Cyrus dropped 10 seconds off Alfie, roughly, just over 10 seconds. So it'd have to extend that gap, would Alfie. Obviously he's pitting again. So it's going to be fairly close between him and the lead at the end. Interesting strategy though, as Finnish boy has lost the back end there, and that's lost him quite a few positions as well. As Alfie's going to make a move on Funreal, it seems. But how close can he get to the Ferrari? He's getting very close. He's going to go for this, surely. Oh, it looks very narrow. It looked an impossible task at some points in that turn in, but he manages to get the move done, and that's him up into P6. And Matt Noah's dropping off the back of Vanquish now, as Vanquish is trying to close in Fred. Fred's just pulling away. At this point in the race, he knows he's got to give it his all. And the gap between the leader. So F1 could pit about. It's about 22 seconds-ish. Pit stop. So they come out about 7 seconds behind Alfie's. Alfie's actually gaining on the leaders. F1 gaining on the leaders on the softs as well. So it might be a crucial undercut here from. So Frederick has to be careful of that undercut. I wonder how aware he is of it. Be interesting to see. But it seems to be now a strategy call from Saro. As soon as he gets out of rear wheel, man, he's probably in the view of getting that position. But when will these guys pit on their supers? I mean, Alfie will definitely get in that window. But he needs another like 15 seconds to get that win. And that'll be difficult for him. As Vanquish is gaining a little bit now on the Fred. I'm wondering if he's making a few mistakes now. And that's probably why Alfie's gaining so much on these guys. Because he's now got it under that 15 seconds. F1 makes his move on rear wheel man, and that's him up into P8. And that's really what he needed. He needed to clear him and make something happen as these guys go for another lap. So this will benefit them even more. And Matt Noah's in, so this will be a good benchmark to see where F1 Cyro is and Alfie. So Alfie's coming around the final corner now. Finnish boys in, Mocky Meeks are in as well. And will he get held? It doesn't look like it. No. And Alfie's going up to turn 1. Matt Noah gets over to Funrio. And anybody else? F1 Cyro is there, and there is Matt Noah into turn 1 as well. So you can see his championship rival now. And he wasn't really close. It definitely wasn't this close. So I'm interested if Matt Noah, with that extra lap, we had to make something happen. He's got a 3-second penalty, which doesn't help his cause, but an extra lap of them tyres might do him some good. On them soft tyres as well. As long as he gets it under like the 21-second mark or something, he's got a very good chance of jumping Fred and Vanquish. Vanquish is definitely under threat because he was just behind them guys. Yeah, see how much Alfie's actually gained there as well. 8 seconds just through that pure move, but obviously he's got to pit again at some point in this race. And I wonder if Fred will be coming to the pits this lap. Fred is, Vanquish isn't. He's going for the extra lap, which he doesn't know the situation. He'll have better tyres at the end, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't know the situation of how much Matt Noah and F1 are actually gaining on these guys. Fred probably does know. I can't really say for sure, but he's into the pits now. F1 is coming around the final corner. There's Matt Noah. Oh, he's lost his front wing. On this screen anyway, he's lost at least half. Something's happened. Maybe with the AI William Nails. But this is a twist in the tail that wasn't expected. And he's dropped right back off of Fonsaro, and pit stop is about 17-18 seconds apparently. Because Frederick Yeah, probably at 18. Because where Frederick's about. But Matt Noah did not need this. And why William Nils is going around in AI is beyond me. But Matt Noah's lost half of his front wing at least. I mean, on the off board you can't see. I mean, he's got a full front wing on this board. But on this one he's got no end plates. And he's dropped like 5 or 6 seconds back on F1 Tower, and he'll probably will have to pit again because he's losing so much time. So this is a blessing in disguise for F1 Tower. His Vanquish pits, and he'll be wondering where he's gone, to be honest. And he's in the pits now. Alfie will take the lead back. We don't know how long for because he'll have to pit again at some point. Unless he's extremely good on his tyres, so let's put it that way. But will Fred get that position? He has got that position pretty comfortably. F1 Cairo, not quite. So if Matt Noah's pit, by the way, if it stays as it is, so Matt Noah, even if F1 Cairo finished in the position he is, he'll be still 30 points behind if Matt Noah didn't score points, but he will score points most likely. So he'd have to win really, or get at least top 3. So he'd need a bit more than what he's doing. And I find that quite hard to believe he's going to do. So either way, this championship's probably going to go to Matt Noah. At this point, it looks fairly likely. But yeah, the battles are definitely fizzled out at this point with Matt Noah behind his teammate every wheel, man. He's on the back straight and Alfie's on the front. So that clears Alfie of him dealing with him anyway. But it depends on what the podium positions are. And even if Alfie didn't quite get from Caro, 15 seconds, 15 points. So it's still be 27, so you need to get within that 25, you need second or first in any situation. He definitely needs first in this one. But how he does that is beyond me. He'd have to try something a bit different. It's definitely not as sunny as it was at the start of the race, by the way. We'll look at the penalty situation. Alfie has picked up only a warning, so consistent from him. Same with Fred, and that's how he won really. Belgium, he didn't pick anything up and just was very consistent. Vanquish has a penalty. From Cairo has 1. So nice clean by these guys. Monkey picks up his first. Finish boy doesn't. Fern doesn't. Women doesn't. Matt Noah has 1. James has too many to 2, 4. 6 for James Dodger. 1 for him, but he's been driving around in ghost mode all the way. So I mean, yeah. As we've passed the halfway point of this race, and we've got 12 to go. Yeah, 12:30-ish. And we don't know who's going to win. Will it be Alfie, will it be Fred, or will it be Vanquish showing a bit of pace? Maybe from Cairo, possibly. It's hard to say. Alfie will probably jump ahead of Mocking Weeks, but only just at this point. But then he's got to deal with everybody else behind him. But I don't think Alfie will win this race, despite him being in the lead at this point. I think it'd be very difficult for him. Interesting, Fred's actually catching, so despite AJ's laps on his tyres and trying to pull away, he's not really. He's pulling away from Mocky Mix, but that's it. An F1 car a little bit at this point, but he's not pulling away from Vanquish and Fred, who's just at the fastest lap of the race. Taking Vanquish. And he'll be hoping that this pace will sort of follow him through to the end of the race. He's definitely on the best tyres than everybody else on the track, pretty much. Except for Matt Noah, but he's basically in the middle of nowhere. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, Alfie's in the pits. Oh, that's that stop that we were talking about. Will come out ahead of Mucking Meats. Wasn't really close in the end. A few seconds between them. And now what can Alfie do on them? Fresh air. Fresh tyres. 12 seconds off the lead. He's got to overtake Cairo. He's got to overtake all of these guys. Basically, if he wants to win this race, he's got to overtake the lot. But let's see if his tyre strategy robs him or not. Because if he went the same strategy, he'd have won this race. That's easy to say. He wanted the two-stop. What I'd call the Santagistu strategy. The aggressive strategy, that's all he did. The aggressive strategies. Well, it's quicker, but not overall. Depend on your paces, really. Non-stop always the safe option, the good option. But 12 seconds and 10 laps will be a bit difficult. If Frederick's going for his fastest lap of the race, he knows that's the push. But Alfie's closing. But how much can he close in them 10 laps? It's pretty unknown at the minute. How them soft tyres are degrading. I think F1 Cyro will probably be a pretty easy target for him. Because he's only there. Couple of seconds up the road. 2.5. That's probably doable, but after that, it's going to get a bit difficult. Also, looks like Matt Noah will probably overtake Real Wheelman at some point in this race. P8. Oh, that's my T-at. So focus on the racing as AJ's got within 10 seconds of these guys actually. Interesting to note, but he'll have to get SF from Cairo fairly quickly. He'll just want to breeze past. He doesn't know his DRS. He's going to use the DRS, he's going to be a bit smart with this. Or he's going to get the DRS, he's going to be passed pretty easily of the Mercedes. He's going to be passed well before the DRS even opens. In fact, no, he's going to probably just drag past him with it. But it did look for a second like he probably would. And interestingly, F1 Cairo managed to stay ahead. Maybe he's running low wings. But he does get past in the end. And that's Alfie up into P3. Again, so not much of a fight from the Italian. As he's now going to be closing in on Vanquish. And I think that might be a possibility towards the end of this race. And depends on if Vanquish can catch up to Frederick, because I think he's quicker than Fred at this point. Not by much, but it's just a little bit quicker. But what can Alfie do now with 8 laps to go in this race and 9-second gap? So he'd have to gain over a second a lap to really trouble Fred. And that's going to be the crucial thing, especially with the tyre wear of the softs. I reckon they're probably in a bit better nick than the supers at the end. Although Alfie will be comfortable at the end still. Because it's coming down fairly quick on Alfie's side. So he's really pushing it. Because it's nearly down to 8 already. He's already gained a couple of seconds on F1 Cairo, got him out of the game. As you can see, there's Vanquish into the distance. And as he's trying to push now to get ahead of Fred to try and win this race. As Fred's dealing with a bit of traffic here of nails, and he doesn't want that. But I bet Alfie will be cheering William to get in the way, his AI car. This is going to be an intense finish to this race as oh god, Alfie runs wide and he's got a penalty for it, and that will be crucial. I think, because I don't think Fred will pick up anything. He's got 2 warnings though. And actually Vanquish has picked up a penalty. So, 1 more warning for Fred and that's him, and it'll be all level again. As it looks like Ferno's actually dropping back to Roy Wheelman and Matt Noah. So, maybe P7's on the way for Real Wheelman at this rate. So he's kind of keeping with Matt Noah pretty well in these later stages. As Alfie's got it within 7.5 now. On this lap he needs to get down to around 6 if he wants to really get there. To be honest, he's not far away from Vanquish though, and that is a real possibility. How will he deal with the car with William Nails though? That is very unpredictable from the Toro Rosso car. He's going to get DRS though, that's going to be fairly crucial in this lap. And that means he'll gain quite a bit down the straight. He's losing a lot of DRS though, which won't help him. But he's trying his best. There's the McLaren to really challenge for this victory. I don't think he's won a Tier 2 race this season. Let's have a look. No, he has never won a no assist race. But he's got Racing Line, but he's never won a Tier 2 race. He came 2nd last week, and he had a 3rd place in his first race at Austria in this Tier 2. But except for that, nothing in the win department. As he's closed down to about 6.5 seconds. He's about 6 times off where he needed to be. And this lap he probably needs it around 5. So he's just a little bit off where he needs to be. The gap to Vanquish is now 4.5 seconds. And he's pulled a 5-second gap on Scarrow. So he's definitely pushing. Them tyres will start to drop off a little bit now. And we'll start to struggle a little bit more with that, I reckon. And yeah, it's still 6.3 down, only getting 2 or 3 tenths on this lap. He's half a second down on his fastest. He probably needs a lap of saving his ERS to just boost to the end or something, something along those lines. This definitely be a bit easier for him than this, as he's kind of running out of time. It looks like Frederick's going to get this win, second win on the trot as well. Fred, it's a shame this form wasn't here closer to the start of the season. Obviously he's missed a few races, 4 races this season, which doesn't help him. But he'll definitely close it down. He could probably close the championship by the end to about 50 points-ish. So probably challenge to get up for P3 by the end of it. But Alpha's trying with all he can to try and close this gap. Frederick looks like he's going to claim that P1 though, ahead of the livid driver. It just seems a little bit too far away. He's kind of been at the arm's length. One lap he's closing, one lap he's pulling away, one lap he's closing, one lap he pulls away. It seems to be like a little race. Alfie's been the quicker driver on the day, I think, but he's just chose the wrong strategy on the day. Whereas Fred has probably been the second quickest driver on the day. The only other person really to make anything happen. But it looks like he's going to claim the victory unless he picks up a significant amount of penalties. I don't know if he's picked up one yet. Oh, he has. He's picked up one. So it kind of levels the playing field. Vanquish has another warning. Alfie hasn't picked up another one, so he'll be happy about that. But he's got it down to around 5.5. As F1 Cara picks up another penalty. He's got it down to around 5.5 seconds with 4 laps to go. And it looks like he's probably going to get Vanquish at this point, but there's an incident in sector 3. I wonder who that could be. James Dodger possibly? No. Might have been finished boy. But Real Wheelman has been overtaken by Matt Noah. But the most interesting matter is this between these three. It's down to 3.5 seconds between Vanquish and Alfie, and even that's running out of time for Alfie at this point for the P2. That's going to be sort of a last lap attempt, I think, unless he starts closing a bit more. Yeah, his ERS management hasn't been great in this particular part of the race. You can see Vanquish has actually closed in a little bit on onto the leader of Fred for 1.2 seconds. So maybe Fred might be feeling the pressure a little bit here to close this victory in. Or Vanquish has got a little bit more in the tank. Obviously, he's got 1 lap fresher tyres. With 3 laps to go now. Maybe he's just going for that last ditch attempt. And just picking up the pace a bit. As you can see, Vanquish has got the fuel light. Fred hasn't, so he's probably got plenty of fuel in the tank. And Alfie also hasn't got a fuel light, so he's probably got a bit of fuel in the tank. And the gap of 3.5 seconds to Vanquish has been the same for a few laps. Last couple of laps now. It's a bit frustrating seeing these guys just being at the same gap. AJ's catching Fred, but not by enough. If I look at the lap differences between the last few laps, Fred has been running low for 35s, 30.3. And the last one, Vanquish running currently in the high 34s. But that's what Alfie was running in the last lap. But he's been in the 35s, 36s before even there as well. Whereas Alfie's been pretty dead set in the 34s for since he put the tyres on. Except for the first lap, so it just depends now on what the front two guys' pace is like in the last few laps. So we'll have a look at this one on this attempt. 35.4 for them guys, and it's a 34.9, so that's another 5 or 6 tenths in Alfie's favour. But it's not really going to be enough for Alfie, is it? 2 laps to go, 4.5 seconds. It's not going to happen for him. It depends if Vanquish can now close in on Fred at this point. As Vanquish actually picks up another penalty, and that's crucial for the battle with. He could lose his P2 there with that one. So the gap between them two is now 2.8. So Alfie's managed to get in between the 3-second gap. So now Alfie will officially get that P2. And Fred probably doesn't know this, but he's winning pretty okay now. He could probably let Vanquish overtake him. As Vanquish is going very quick on this lap as well, trying to gap AJ a little bit. As he's got Fred under a second, as he was going to go for that last lap attempt. You turn the ERS up on the last lap, I presume, to halt that mode and go for it, I'm presuming. As the attempt here is he's saving up a lot of ERS on the back end of the lap, and he's turned it right up to overtake, and he'll be going for it. And like Alfie hasn't quite got that luxury. And Fred will come under some real threat on this lap, I think. You see how much extra speed he's carrying compared to Frederick here. A bit of dirty air's playing its part, but Fred's been reeled in by Vanquish, who's hoping to get in that DRS range. He's been so elusive in this race. Frederick's been keeping it at arm's length, but this is going to go down to the wire. Obviously, Vanquish has that penalty, so he won't win this race, despite if he even gets Fred at this point. But we'll enjoy it like it hasn't happened. I feel. As he now goes down the straight with a bit of DRS, we'll be able to get him now. He's running out of ERS slightly. He's going to go late on the brakes, but it looks like Fred's going to claim the victory here in the USA. Second victory on the trot, really, and obviously had 2 weeks off, but it's basically second victory on the trot. And here goes Vanquish down the inside, locking everything up, drifting as well, and not quite making the move stick. He was down the inside though. Frederick, fair play to him, didn't hit him, and that was his last ditch attempt, I think, unless he tries it into the final corner, which will be a bit of a dirty move, to be honest. But Vanquish will have to settle for that P2, which will become a P3 if Alfie has anything to do with it. And Frederick claims the second victory on the trot. A much more worked one this time around, with Alfie finishing second, and Vanquish 3 tenths shy in P3 there in the end. F1 Cyro put a very, very good challenge up from P9 to P4 for this championship, but it's all going to be in vain, really. Mockimix now claiming P5, Finnish boy P6, but we're going to go on board with the man of the moment, really. He hasn't had a great race in the slightest. He's had a shocker, to be fair. And but he's going to claim the championship, as Matt Noah has put up a fantastic season. He's going to come around the final corner at USA, and he claims the Tier 2 championship and also a copy of F1 2019. Fair play to him. Well done, Matt Noah. In the Renault, with his teammate claiming P8. He didn't really need to do a lot, did Matt Noah today, but he did what he needed. And yeah, fair play. But yeah, really nice race, to be fair, in the end. Nice battle with AJ there. Vanquish and Frederick all putting up a really nice fight. And yeah, 3.3 seconds between the three of them. Not too bad. Not too bad. 19 seconds to the next car, but Yeah, they put up a nice fight. But yeah, congrats to Matt Noah on his prize and his championship win there. He'll be ecstatic about it, I'm pretty sure. He's an Italian, so what do you expect? Passion in abundance. But well, today's day is Matt Noah's. Frederick will be happy as well to get that victory and be able to close in on the guys up ahead of him, especially the likes of Skin Up, because now he'll only be 12 points off Skin Up, so P3 is not out of the question. Same with Vanquish, who's close 15 on Skin Up, so he's about 8 points off himself. That's pretty much going down to the wire. The battle for P2. P3, should I say. P2 is pretty much out of the question for them. But yeah, it was a pretty clean race. In the end, it wasn't, but it was for the most part. Quite a few penalties. Thank you everybody who was watching, and I will see you guys next week for the season finale in Japan. It doesn't look like we're seeing any drama there. I'm Neno47, and I'm out.